Today I want to use this opportunity to encourage you to start something new and start something that kind of like makes you a little nervous. The reason why I say this is because I'm reflecting back on all the other Christmases and I'm thinking like all the other times I wished and just wanted to film and document all my journeys, you know, decorating and like putting up the tree and putting and talking and all that, and I've always been really scared, and for some reason I just end up wishing it and thinking it. And if you look back on my older videos, there's barely been anything besides this year that I put in so much effort into creating. And excuse me, I know I'm very distracted right now. I mean, distracting because I have two crazy stickers on me, but hey, you know, that stupid frickin' pimples kind of acted up and I just had to pick it. So I put on this so I don't pick it. Anyway, so that's besides the point. My point is, in the past, I've always been really just thinking about something and not doing it. And this year is the first year that I've been really doing things rather than thinking it or planning it out or considering it, or just like, you know, it's kind of like taking action compared to just thinking about it. And I feel like now that I've been so used to doing it, taking action has never been so easy. Like I just, it's crazy how much things I can come up with and how much things I get done just because I'm taking action. I'm not thinking about it, and not thinking, but just not overthinking it and not trying to make it too perfect and not trying to have some sort of like really hard expectation on myself. And because of that, I've been able to do things so much easier. And in the past, what happens is I would be like, oh, I just want to do Vlogmas, I just want to do this and do that, and then I just keep planning it, thinking about it, and I never actually do it. And because of that, I end up just going back to that time a year later and you're like, why didn't I do anything? And this year, it's crazy that even with setting up the tree, for example, I know I have set up the tree before, but on camera, but it was just something that I really wanted to do. And for like 2 years, I kind of put it off because I was like, oh, it's too hard. But when you really just start doing it, it's not that hard. I just feel like we just need that kind of little bit of a push to get started on something. And that's really important to remember, that you can start right now and do something that you wanted to do, and just like, instead of overthinking about it and thinking like, oh, I can't do this, can't do that, or it's going to turn out not as good as I expect, just do it anyway. And not like, you don't even have to look at your results. Like, you don't have to be reminded of like what you might consider as a crappy beginning or something. Just do it and then improve over time. I mean, you don't have to suffer through your own like horrible beginnings, if that makes sense. So that's why I really want to encourage you to do something and not just like sit back and think, oh, I might do it tomorrow, I might do it next year. Like, right now is the time, because yeah, right now is the time. Because if you don't do it now, you'll never do it. Not that I'm saying that you're not going to do it, but what I mean is, if you don't do it right now, it's going to be another excuse and another excuse and another excuse. And I've just had so many times where I've given myself so many excuses that I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, seriously. And it really was like March this year that I decided to go full on daily videos and stuff, that I decided to, you know, I could document so many different things that I never thought of doing. And because of that, I feel so happy this year. Like, I've really feel like this year is my year that I've really put in so much effort. And I just want everyone else to feel the way I do, that you're not going to look back on the year and go, oh, I wasted all this time, because you can't really get time back. And it's just so important. And I just want to like encourage you that you can be amazing with anything. Like, you don't have to compare yourself to me or to other people and like feel like, oh, you'll never be as good, because I've been like that. I've been like that my whole life, just comparing myself and thinking like, oh, I'm not as good, or not, or like my videos cannot be as good as other people's, or whatever it is. Just so much comparison is just really like distracting. It's like almost like when you compare, you like go off track and you just go off into a different road, and then you'll end up looking back and go like, what is going on? Like, so it's very important for you to not compare yourself to other people. It's always going to feel like I've noticed that it's just like seems to be our nature to feel like other people are in a better situation or are better than us. Like, it's like I'm thinking that about other people, right? I'm just like, oh my god, this person's so much more cool, or this, like, every time I see like a really great thing, I'll be like, oh, I can never be as good. But what you don't realize is other people who are looking in might feel that way about you too. Like, you know, they might be thinking, oh, like, you're so much better. So you never know. Like, everyone's comparing everyone. It's just too important to just do something rather than spending so much time comparing, because when you compare yourself with other people, it's like your brain is almost like in that hyper vigilant state, and you'll always feel like you're not as good. So just compare you to how you were. Like, you don't even have to like take it too seriously. You don't have to compare at all. Actually, I think life is much better and easier and happier when we're not when we're not comparing at all. I just feel like just put your head down and do the thing that you really want to do, and just don't like get distracted by other shiny objects like I do. Yes, but I just really wanted to get the message out there, because I just wish I could have followed my own advice years ago and done all this stuff. Like, I could have had like 1,500 videos by now, but you know, instead I wasted a year or 2 or 3 just not doing it, because I felt like I wasn't good enough. And it's so easy to feel like I'm not good because of this and that and this and that. It's like, why is it so easy to pick faults in ourselves? I think it's just like sometimes it's maybe how we're raised, or, you know, what we were told when we were growing up and things like that. It just like, it's very easy to fall into the trap of feeling like other people are going to be better. But what you don't realize is a lot of people might, as I said before, you may not realize that there could be someone else in the world who looks at you the way that you're looking at them. So you never know. You just never know. And instead of wasting all this time, just do it, you know, just do it. So let me just reflect on this year. Like, I'm very, very proud that this year I kind of went full daily vlogging. I just decided to, instead of like fearing what people are gonna think, I decided to just kind of burrow in a hole and just do things, because I know I'm not like people might think, oh, like you're mentally stable and strong, but no, I'm not. Actually, I'm very, very like affected easily by random things. Like, I'm absolutely not at all in any way. It's more like I have this self-control when it comes to what I expose myself to. So it really is to do with my like control of what I expose myself to, what I choose to look at or read or watch and things like that. That really gets me into my own track and stay in where I want to be, rather than like, oh, I'm just magically able to not care. Like, seriously, to me, it's more about self-discipline. So because I've been able to kind of not put myself in a situation where I'm going to compare myself, or I'm going to feel like other people better, or I'm going to feel like whatever, I've been able to focus more on my own work, and that's really, really important. And I know like it may mean that you have to consume less or do less or whatever less. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. Yeah, but it works. It really does work. So and you don't even like, the thing is, like, you might think, oh, I don't have money or whatever, anything, like I can't do this and that because I have no money and stuff. But honestly, like, I really for a while I didn't even spend that much, and I was still able to just, seriously, sometimes you're the important one, you know, you what you have to say or what you have to show or is the most important thing, rather than your glamorous surroundings. I mean, like for example, if you look at the tree behind me, like, it looks like a really beautiful, expensive tree, right? But the tree is $37. Like, that tree. It looks really nice, doesn't it? Like, that just shows that sometimes you don't have to spend like a huge amount to like make things look nice. And, you know, those fairy lights, they're $10. Like, I couldn't believe it. Kmart. Yeah, Kmart has $10 fairy lights. Can you believe it? Because I was searching for these type of lights all this time for like, and they always cost about $40 for like lights like this. I don't know how long they're gonna last, because you know, cheap stuff usually doesn't last that long, but hey, it looks pretty, right? It looks really nice. We don't have to spend an extravagant amount of money to make things look as nice as we want to. You know, even though I do that all the time and regret it a year later and then sell it again or get rid of it, and don't make my mistakes, honestly. But yeah, I kind of just enjoy laughing at myself though, because I do really silly things and I think that's very entertaining for myself. But anyway, yeah, if you want to save money, don't be like me. So anyway, I just hope that you start on something, and instead of writing a list of what you need to do or whatever, like, it's not that there's anything wrong with writing a list, but just instead of writing a list of what you need to do, try to do it instead of writing it down. Or, you know, if you're writing it down and then you find yourself not acting on it, then maybe it's time to just go on a whim, and not go on a whim. How do I say this? Like, just do it on a whim. That's what I mean. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and hope that everything goes your way this year and next year and all your life.